What's up guys, this is Ray and welcome to Asian Filmist. I have another review of a thriller for you guys today. Well, it's not much of a thriller as it is a murder mystery, but I really want to talk about it with you guys, so I decided, it should be alright to talk about it. But this movie is a 2014 Japanese film, The Snow White Murder Case. The Snow White Murder Case is directed by Nakamura Yoshihiro and it stars Ayano and Inoue. And it's based off a novel written by Minato Kanaya, the same author of the novel Confessions, which adaptation is one of my favorite Japanese films ever. So when I first watched this movie way back when, I had high hopes for it just because I loved Confessions so much. So the story of the Snow White murder case, it follows this reporter by the name of Akahoshi. Well, he's not so much a reporter as he is a staff member of this variety show, and it's his job to kind of make scoops or exposés. But he gets a scoop from a friend of his. Telling about the murder at her company. The company happens to be a cosmetics company and the victim appears to have been stabbed and burnt. The suspect in this case is this girl by the name of Shirono, who's played by Inoue, and it's suspected that she murdered the victim because of jealousy or not because of being envious of the victim's beauty. So I think it's a simple enough story, but one thing I enjoyed about the Snow White murder case is the way the storytelling was put together. The majority of the story is told via testimonials or accounts from witnesses or people who know either the victim or the accused. And also, of course, Akahoshi. I think Akahoshi serves mainly as the primary storyteller in this movie. But Akahoshi, he goes to different places and interviews different people, and they kind of tell their accounts of what happened, or at least their impressions. And one thing I enjoyed about this particular part is that not everyone's story is exactly the same. Like, two people can tell their version of the same exact story, but little details are misplaced here and there. Like, one person is talking to this person in one story, but then he's talking to another person in another story. So it's kind of, I think it's hard to catch on the first time, but it's neat when you watch it again. And once you hear all the accounts and the testimonials, you kind of get the idea of the whole story. However, not everything is still 100% clear, just because of course everyone skews their story by their perspective, or according to anything that they want to be kept hidden, or even if they want to just exaggerate some other details. But I think my appreciation for this kind of storytelling didn't really come until I watched it the second time. That's when I started to notice, like, hey, that is not what so-and-so said. Hey, it's kind of different this time around. And I think from that point on, it became more interesting. And all the testimonials, once put together, they create this really engaging mystery story. And in that you think you know the answer once you listen to somebody's story, but then someone else comes in and tells their piece, and suddenly there are a whole lot more questions, and it kind of leads you down this path. And of course, this wouldn't have been possible hadn't the actors been well written and also well acted. I thought the casting was really good. I'm a huge fan of Ayano. Ayano is okay. I think she acts well in her parts, but I'm more of a fan of Ayano in this. And I'm a particular fan of his character in the story. He comes off as this kind of dick who doesn't really care. He spends most of his time tweeting reviews on restaurants, but he's selfish, self-centered, and he doesn't care about anything else. He really just cares about his own success and doesn't acknowledge or consider the impact his actions have on other people. And then you have the victim Noriko, who's played by Nanao. I think her character is kind of typical. She's the beauty queen, the Madonna of the company, as they say in Japanese, where everyone loves her just because she's beautiful. Beautiful to the point that everyone compares her to Snow White because of her smooth skin. And of course, the product that her company sells is this brand of soap called Snow White soap, if I'm not mistaken. But I thought she had the looks to match this kind of princessy character, and she definitely acted like one as well. And Shirono, the accused of this murder case, she is kind of like this every girl, if you will, who's so normal looking that everyone thinks she's a weirdo. And the relationship that Shirono and Noriko have, I think a lot of people can relate. If you ever worked in an office with a lot of people and you're in an environment where everyone's kind of pretty much out for themselves or they want to make themselves look good, I think the relationship between these two characters are pretty relatable. As far as the negatives are concerned, you know, when everything is all said and done and all loose ends are tied up, I felt that the reveals were kind of anticlimactic as far as, you know, the real workings of the whole story. I thought it just kind of, yeah, it was just kind of anticlimactic. And I know this isn't a thriller by all definitions, but, you know, it was a great mystery. But, you know, just me personally, would have loved a few more scenes of suspense as the story or the answers unravel. But overall, what did I think of the Snow White murder case? You know, I liked it. Even rewatching it again so I can review this movie for you guys, you know, I still liked it after all these years. And I liked the themes that were central to the story. I think the primary theme was that not everything has only one side to it, whether it be stories, people, or even the news. I mean, I don't know if you guys noticed, but the program that Akahoshi works for, it's not a proper TV news station. It's actually a variety show. And with variety shows, they show anything from promoting local restaurants to celebrities meeting fans to even exposés or random news stories. And I don't know, for me, Japanese variety shows are kind of like they're kind of trash. And I don't know if the story was had this commentary on variety shows that it was trash TV, but it definitely felt like that. Something else I thought that was interesting was the way Twitter and social networks were integrated into this story, and how everyone was saying their piece on social media. You know, it could be a commentary on how the mob mentality on the internet, it can be easily influenced or misguided. And the last important theme that I think the story has is that how I think society as a whole holds the value of beauty over the value of truth, because, you know, the center of the story is the murder of this princess of this cosmetics company. And the general outlook is that, you know, because she is beautiful and loved by the majority of her peers, that, you know, she's of course going to be the victim, that you know, and that's the end of story. But of course, as with any good mystery, there's a lot of layers to the story. But yeah, those are my thoughts on the Snow White murder case. What did you guys think, or what kind of questions did you guys have? Let me know in the comment section below. Please like, share, and subscribe. Follow me on Facebook and Twitter, and by all means, please support Asian Filmist on Patreon. It really helps the channel a lot. And as always, everyone, thank you so much for watching. Hope to see you all again in the next video. Take it easy.